Let's go.
It's a me.
It's a me, huh? I'm Mario.
And Luigi.
You killed my brother.
You sons of a bitches. Well, how's it going, guys? Andrew here.
And Connor.
Welcome to another reaction review for another Netflix film.
Ooh, Netflix coming in hot, baby.
What is this film called?
The Devil All the Time.
Bingo.
By Antonio Campos.
Yes.
Written and directed.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all just knew the one shot of Robert in the church and the one shot of Tom Holland in the car.
Okay.
Like, that's all I knew about it.
Yeah.
I just knew that those two were in it.
Yeah, I didn't see the trailer. Did you ever see the
I
trailer?
didn't watch the trailer.
Yeah.
And when it came out, people were like, this movie's pretty rough. This movie's pretty dark. And it lives up to that.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
It's not as dark as I thought it was going to be.
No, I think people saying it's dark just don't watch too many dark movies, probably.
Or they've never seen Tom Holland in anything else besides Spider-Man.
And Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson.
I guess, yeah.
Also, spoiler free. This will be spoiler free. We're not going to try to spoil anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it has dark elements.
Yeah.
But it is not as dark as people are saying it is.
Yeah, lots of killings.
Yeah, lots of killings, lots of people screwing over people, and it's rough.
Screwing people, too.
Yeah, there you go. So what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I thought it was really good. I think, because I've been seeing, like, quite a bit of, like, hate for it. Probably before, like, the length, I guess. You know, maybe it's a little too long.
I didn't feel the length, though.
Yeah, but, like, yeah, then that's what I was going to say is, like, it's long, but, like, there's enough characters, enough side plots that eventually all come together that it's, like, pretty satisfying.
Yeah.
And, like, probably my only gripes with it are just a few things here and there. Like, I guess we really don't know too much about every character, you know?
I would say
they just have, like, their motivation, and that's about it.
The least developed was probably Sebastian.
Yeah.
He was, like...
Probably Robert Pattinson, too.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson was pretty...
There's just a lot of actors in this, so I think that's where, like, the narration comes in to, like, kill some time,
this
basically.
Movie would be... I think, narration can be good. Mm-hmm. And when the movie was starting out, I'm like, oh, gosh.
Yeah, no. Every time narration kicks in, I'm like, oh, here we go.
And sometimes narration only is, like, the beginning of the movie. Mm-hmm. But no, this is the whole movie. Like, this guy shows up maybe every 15 minutes to say a line or two.
Yeah,
and
I think it got better as the film went on. It just let the scenes play out.
At first, it was very heavy.
Yeah, and then whenever it would come back, it would be like explaining the feelings of the characters, which was kind of like shitty. I was like, well, and there's a couple of times where like I didn't really need the narration. He was like explaining what someone was doing, you know.
Showing is better than telling.
Exactly.
And there are definitely moments where the narrator, it was a quiet scene, and I wonder if the filmmaker just thought it was necessary to add in some dialogue for the narrator just to make sure people understand what's going on. And I'm like, I know what's going on. I am seeing it. You don't need to also tell me it. But yeah, that was my biggest gripe, was definitely the narration. I'm not really a fan of it.
Right. I think it wasn't as bad as some other movies, like super pandering or anything.
Yeah.
But I think that it's kind of necessary for it to not be like 3 hours long, you know, without the narration. So I guess in that respect, you know. But also, fun fact, the narrator.
Oh, yeah, the narrator. This is based off of a book.
Yeah, author of the original novel is the narrator, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, the whole time I was just like, who's this going to be?
Yeah.
It's like a Sam Elliott kind of knockoff.
It does kind of sound like Sam Elliott. It wasn't as hoarse.
Yeah. Just rough in the throat.
Exactly.
It's actually the narrator, which is pretty cool to have him. He must have liked the script to want to be involved with it.
Yeah, for sure. He didn't like cast it aside like, you know, Stephen King, The Shining or something like that. So,
it looks great.
Yeah, I thought it looked really good.
The score is really good. The acting is really good. This man right over here, though, Robert. I won't say much.
The acting is good. It's just the accent.
Yeah, this takes place in West Virginia, Ohio area. And yeah, everybody
50s, 60s.
Yeah, 50s, 60s. Everybody has a southern accent, and Roberts stands out like a sore thumb.
Oh, man. And apparently he wanted to do it himself.
You looked that up. And after you said that, I was like, that makes so much sense.
I'm like, yeah, there's no way the director directed this. There's no way.
Yeah, he probably...
Because it just like was so different than everyone else's.
Robert gets the and Robert Pattinson at the end of the credits, so you know that he had probably a little power going into this role. Like,
right.
So,
he is a big name right now. He
is a
could
big
definitely him and Tom Holland. Like,
they're huge.
yeah.
And shout out to, I had no idea that Bill Skarsgård was in this, and so when I saw him, I was like, yes, because
he's really good in this.
He like his career, like it kicked off really well with it, and I just hope Hollywood doesn't forget him.
Yeah, he's like a really great actor. Like
really
he comes from like a very talented family. Yeah,
like,
so
like you should just type in Skarsgård and you will see, you're like, oh wow, they're all related. There's like 5 brothers, and like the dad is an
Stellan,
actor,
baby.
Like, but he was really good. He honestly, I think he was my favorite character.
Yeah, he's definitely the most interesting in terms of faith plays a huge part in this film.
Yeah,
pretty depicted very, very negatively.
Yes,
it was kind of little rough right there.
But like,
hitting you over the head.
Depict it in a rough way, but not in a corny way, like some other films and TV shows.
I agree.
Like TV shows sometimes make faith very over the top and like stupid, and like this does take it into a different look at religion, but in a more like rough and cynical way.
Some wild pastors.
Pretty much like Bill's religion is like how the Bible describes the Old Testament, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, and it was interesting to see that.
A bunch of different ways people go about their faith too, particularly in the first half, and then like how all those wrongs eventually, come back to get them, basically, like haunting them. So yeah, I think it was played off pretty well. In terms of the faith and stuff like that, and it is like a commentary, like based on that faith back in the day. What did they say Robert Pattinson was from, his character?
He was from a college, like a Christian college.
Did he say like what state or whatever?
I think it was like, I want to say he was from the South, so like maybe like he was in Florida or something. I feel like he said he was from the South.
Yeah, I was like maybe because I guess I missed like where he was from.
I was basing it off the car and how he dressed. He definitely came from like a city.
Yeah, like pretty well off too. Like he had money.
I think it was probably Florida, but it's kind of a throwaway line for where he's from.
And plus, you don't know that they're talking about him.
Yeah, until you see him.
Until you guys were like, oh, that's gonna be him.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, here we go. But
overall, halfway through the movie, I realized this is one of those films that if you see it this year, you're gonna like it and you're gonna remember it. But 5 years down the road, if you ask somebody, "Hey, have you ever seen this movie?" They'd be like, "What movie?" Like I feel like it's
I saw that once.
Yeah, like I feel like it's like the movie that I always think of is Out of the Furnace with Christian Bale.
Out of the Furnace, yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
No, but yeah.
See, the year I saw
Isn't that Scott Cooper, right?
Yeah.
That did Antlers and stuff like that? Okay.
It's Christian Bale and Woody Harrelson, and it's just kind of like this dry, depressing thriller movie, kind of like this.
Right.
And I saw it, and I really liked it. I bought the Blu-ray when it came out. I've only seen it once, and I would want to watch it again.
Right.
But those are the movies
kind
that
of reminded you of it.
It's just that like I enjoyed this movie. I don't really have a desire to watch it again.
Yeah.
Maybe down the road, if somebody hadn't seen it, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. Like if you hadn't seen it, because it is pretty fun. Like all these actors are huge, so it's cool to see them play different roles.
There's like 10, 15 big actors. Like, it's quite a lot.
And I mean, if you're not familiar with like seeing some of these actors out of their element, this is a really cool movie to see them play something else and not playing the stereotype that they usually do.
Yeah, so how did you feel about Tom Holland?
I thought he was actually good.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
And I was like, thank you, Tom. I'm glad you got this movie. Like,
yeah, do something else.
Yeah, like do more.
So you'll have Spider-Man,
But like, broaden your horizon.
Yeah, prove you're a great actor and you're versatile.
When he was in the church and he was doing like his little monologue, I'm just like, dude, every Disney CEO right now is like probably freaking out because he's just like rated R Spider-Man right here. Like,
oh God, your image, no.
But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. What would you give it a grade?
I'm feeling a pretty strong 7.
Yeah,
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I was like teetering on an 8, but I feel like there's enough like not amazing things for me to get to that high. But like, I still really enjoyed it from beginning to end, really. So
yeah, I think if you just by yourself or with a friend, you guys just sit down, watch this movie. It will be nice. I'd probably
Don't watch it at night, probably too.
Yeah, you'll probably fall asleep.
Yeah, we just watched it in the middle of the day, so
it is very like quiet. Honestly,
Mhm.
It is a very quiet film. I'd say like a B minus.
B minus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I'm glad I watched it, and also it's on Netflix. You know, just like our other film. We
You
just
can
reviewed.
pause it. You can go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You can make food. You can do whatever you want. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I mean everybody else is canceling their Netflix subscription, so maybe you're
Guess
missing
so.
out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Like it's just cool to watch a 2020 film.
Yeah. It's not one of the best, but I'd say it's definitely up there in terms of 2020. I mean, there
Yeah.
hasn't been a lot, so
2020 is gonna be a very interesting year when you look at the movies you watched that year. At the end, you'll be like, wow. Half of these movies I probably wouldn't have watched if mainstream movies.
and
kept
half of
coming
them
out.
are on Netflix.
Yeah.
So, hey, shout out to Netflix though. Keep bringing out the heavy hitters.
I mean, they still have a few coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got Venture. Got.
Oh, dude, that better come out this year.
It will.
It will?
They said October.
I mean, we haven't even gotten a trailer.
now. So.
Watch a trailer drop right
But
now.
Netflix
while
had
we're-
like, whenever they announce the release date, it's usually they release the trailer with it too.
Yeah,
So I think we'll get it pretty soon. I think it's done. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Or just like a picture or something.
it's Venture. Maybe he doesn't want to be,
Yeah.
here's my movie sort of thing.
Fair enough. Venture can, I guess, get away
Yeah.
with that.
We'll be looking forward to that though. Shout out to Netflix.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, any other final thoughts?
Pretty good. It's a little long, but I think if you give it a chance, you'll probably like it.
Same.
Same. All right, there we go.
There we
Perfect.
go. All right, guys. Well, this has been Andrew.
This has been Connor.
Peace.
It's been good.